Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of writing effective thesis statements. So for this part of the video, we're going to talk about how to work from a working thesis to create a revised thesis. So once you have your working thesis, you want to ask the following questions. Is your thesis focused or narrow enough? Can you prove your thesis in the pages that you've been assigned? Is your thesis interesting to your audience? Is it specific enough? Is it manageable? And you also want to assess your thesis. So for example, if I wrote a thesis that says, theories about global warming are being debated around the world, I could ask, is it interesting? The topic itself holds interest, but it seems to have no real comment attached to it. The thesis merely states a bare fact. There's really no purpose behind it. Is it specific? The thesis is not specific. Who is debating these theories? What is at issue with the debate? Is it manageable? The thesis is not manageable. It would require research on global warming in many countries in order to create a good argument. Assessment. This thesis can be narrowed by the addition of a stronger comment and a sharper focus. So when you write your assessment, you're really looking at what do the answers to all these three questions, what do they mean? And how can I use this information to improve my thesis, to revise my thesis? So, to revise my thesis so that it's more narrowed, and it has a stronger comment and a sharper focus, this is what I wrote. Working independently, scientists from several countries have now confirmed that global warming is demonstratively caused by humans. This takes a specific stance, right? It adds a purpose for the paper. It narrows it by saying who, working independently, scientists from several countries, right? And what have they done? They've confirmed that global warming is caused by humans. Here's another example. The prompt that we went back to earlier. Write a 3 to 4 page paper where you argue whether or not you think employers should monitor their employees' online activities in the workplace. For pre-writing, remember we thought about the topic, employers monitoring employees' online activities. What do I most want to know about this topic? Do I think they should monitor or shouldn't monitor? Why? And I wrote a working thesis that said employers should not monitor their employees' online activities because electronic surveillance can compromise workers' privacy. Now, if I go through the process with this working thesis, I see that I have taken a stand. I have, if we go back to the questions, it is interesting because it's asking it is taking a stance on it, right? But it isn't really focused enough to clearly state a thesis. If you look back at, is it specific? It is not specific, and it's also difficult to manage because it's such a broad answer. So if I get much more specific and I use more, if I get more specific and I make it more manageable, here is my final revised thesis. Although companies often have legitimate concerns that lead them to monitor employees' internet usage, from expensive security breaches to reduced productivity, the benefits of electronic surveillance are outweighed by its costs to employees' privacy and autonomy. Now it's your turn. So I'd like you to choose one of the following preliminary working theses and evaluate the thesis in terms of its interest, specificity, and manageability. Then revise the thesis. After you complete this exercise number 2, then look at thesis lecture part 3. You'll have one more lecture to watch before you complete the final assessment and you're done with this training.